Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. A very warm welcome to each and every one of you present here today to the second edition of Sai English Talks free webinars. These webinars are designed to enrich your confidence and communication skills in counseling, training, presentations, and professional interactions in English. Before I introduce the chief guest for the night, I have to point out something very special about tonight. Today, it's May 26th, 2026. Having the number 26 and the year 26 coming together like this feels like a perfect alignment, and I'm certain it means we are in for a truly extraordinary and memorable session. And there is no better way to mark this special date that by dividing by sorry about that, I get a call. By diving into our topic, emotional intelligence, the real key to success, a subject that is absolutely vital for personal and professional growth. To lead us the session on this topic, we have truly a unique and multifaceted speaker joining us all the way from Los Angeles, California. It's none other than Mr. Abdul Raoof Chadurassala. He's a software architect and a dedicated digital wellness trainer. Mr. Abdul Raoof holds a BTech degree in electronics and communications engineering and has completed his graduation in psychology with ongoing advanced pursuits in the field. Originally from Malappuram, he seamlessly bridges the worlds of technology and human behavior. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Mr. Abdul Raoof Chadurassala. With these words, I invite Raoof sir to take over the session. Sir, the mic is all yours. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Susan ma'am, for such a lovely introduction. I'm really flattered. Thanks again. Good evening, everyone. So it's great to see all of you here today, this fine evening. So before we begin, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to our beloved Faisal sir, Susan ma'am, and Archana ma'am for giving me this wonderful opportunity. I'm truly honored and I'm truly privileged to conduct a session on this platform, especially on the second episode. So, shall we get started?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. So, do you remember we used to have a time when we used to have gatherings, right? Get-togethers everywhere in school, in college, in university. I don't know. On a fine day, all of a sudden, we all had the urge to meet our old school friends, and we started creating WhatsApp groups. You might have a WhatsApp group for every school, every class you have attended. I also have many. Though I don't see any messages, the only messages I see now is housewarming invitations, and maybe in another couple of years we'll start getting wedding invitation of their children. So I don't want you to guess my age. So we'll get back to the topic. So a few years ago, I also had a chance to attend one of those get-together in my school. After a long time, we are meeting, right? After decades, we are meeting our old friends. So all are excited. And we started sharing our stories about our family, about the job, about the children, and mostly about where we stand in life currently. So many were really successful. Some of them were leading an average life, and few were struggling. So the discussion, right? Most of the discussion were around this. So I would like to categorize them into three. My old friends into three categories. First one, few of them, they were scoring very high marks in school. They were grabbing all the attention from all the teachers. They were prized like anything. They were very good at academics. And in the second stage of life, they are continuing that momentum. They managed to keep the momentum, and they are very successful. They're either doctors or in administrative services, or they are doing business. somehow they are into that position what everybody was expecting about them. So that is the category number one. Now, category number two is same like category number one. They were getting very good marks in school. They were priced like in everyone. They grabbed all the attention from everyone. However, for some reason, they were behind in the second stage of life. When I say behind, I'm not saying they don't have a job or anything. They have job. They have job, but not the best one. So that is the category number two. And finally, category number three, those who were average in academics, they were scoring average marks. They could not grab all the attention. Not everybody praised them. They were kind of living a normal school life. However, in the second stage of life, when it came to career, they managed to reach above average level. They are very successful now. So now the first category, they were very successful in school life and they were successful in the real life, in the second stage of life as well. So let us keep them aside for the time being. Today, our discussion is about the category number two and category number three. So why is it happening? What could be the potential cause for this shift? Why not all the toppers are successful in life? Or why average students are more successful than toppers? So that is our today's discussion. Today we will explore two concepts. They are intelligent quotient and emotional quotient. Emotional quotient is also called emotional intelligence. So what comes to your mind when we talk about intelligent quotient? Can somebody tell me?
The level of intelligence that they have that we measure.
Correct. So intelligent quotient is mostly about our cognitive ability to think logically, our problem solving skill, especially the mathematical problems in physics, and the memory capacity, right? Our ability to store, retain, and recall information. How good you are at solving the problems, how good you are at writing answers in exam sheet. So this is, we generally call it as intelligent quotient, and also our analytical ability. Most of the time we use exams, right? We use exams to measure intelligent quotient. Even in our society, we measure brilliance in terms of intelligent quotient. When we say some student is one of the student is brilliant, what we meant is he has a very good IQ. And this IQ is primarily determined at birth itself. Doesn't mean that we cannot improve it, but beyond an extent, we cannot improve. It's directly connected to our ancestors, our parents, our grandparents, even our ethnicity, our genetics. So there are many birth factors which affects our IQ, which determines our IQ. So that is about IQ. So somebody with a very good IQ, they can solve problems quickly, they can understand the concepts quickly, and they will score very high marks. And they will get a very good start, at least in the beginning of, they are getting selected to interviews. They're getting selected to very good job positions. So that is what is IQ. Now let us talk about EQ, which is nothing but emotional quotient or emotional intelligence. So this is something different from IQ. This is not something we get by birth. We definitely get it by birth. There is a level of inheritance. However, this gets improved through life experience and practices. So emotional intelligence is more about emotions. How good that we are understanding our emotions, recognizing our own emotions and other emotions. How good we are at controlling it. Are we communicating well with others? Are we a good team player? Are we able to work under pressure? Are we able to build a relationship? All this is mainly based on the emotional intelligence or emotional quotient. So as I mentioned, it is shaped by inheritance. However, we can definitely improve it through life experience and practice. So now somebody with high IEQ, as I mentioned earlier, they will be very good at communication. They can express their emotions. They can listen to others. They can understand others' emotions. They can behave according to others' emotions. They are very good at controlling their emotion. They are good at controlling their anger, their sadness, their happiness, all the emotions they are good at controlling. And they can solve problems. They are good at resolving conflicts, right? Whenever there is a conflict between two, you might have noticed, right? Somebody with a very good, very high emotional intelligence, they will be able to solve it quickly. And definitely they have a very high resilience power. They can come back from failures very quickly compared to somebody with a moderate EQ. So EQ is something which determines how good our relationships are. So with all these qualities, anybody with a very good high EQ, emotional intelligence or emotional quotient will be very good leaders. They can lead a team, and definitely they will be the player, the leadership. They will be playing the leadership role in any group. So that is about EQ. So I hope you understood the difference between IQ and EQ, right? EQ is mainly determining how good that we are getting scores in exams. But what IQ is what determines how good we are continuing that momentum. Now let us discuss about the categories. We discussed, right, the category number one and category number two. Category number one, they have a very high EQ. They have a very high IQ. However, their EQ is moderate. And category number two, they have a very high EQ and moderate IQ. So let us consider category number one. Because of high intelligence quotient, they managed to get good marks. They managed to score very high. They managed to score very high marks in all the exams. But when they enter a job, things changes. How many people we deal with in school or in college or university? Not many, right? Handful of them. Maybe teachers, our peer group, our friends, maybe supporting staff. That's it, right? It's a handful of them. Once they are into a job, once we start moving to a workplace, what happens is we need to deal with more people. So what happens to the category number one is the moment they start interacting to people, the moment they start dealing with people, that is when their EQ is getting tested. That is when their EQ becomes questionable. That is why they are not able to perform well in the second stage of life. They are not able to control their emotions. They are not able to talk to people. They are not able to communicate well. Because of all this, they will be behind. They won't be able to get promotions. They will not be getting uh, recognition. But when we come to category number two, with an average score, they are they manage to get into some job. Even though it's not a very good position, somehow they will get into the job. They will be good at attending interviews. So once they get into the job, because of their high emotional quotient, they are able to communicate well. They are able to talk to people well. They are getting visibility. They are getting recognition. And even in at a workplace, or even if they are doing business, wherever they are involved, they are able to communicate well. Because of this quality, they are getting into a very good position. So this is why what is causing this shift in the second stage of life. Let me show you one something. Let me know when you see my screen.
Yes, we can see your screen. IQ and EQ needed for different positions in society. That's the one, right?
Yes.
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 We can see.
Okay. So now we talked about what is IQ and what is EQ. What is the difference? Now these are the IQ and EQ needed for different positions in our society. On the left side, you can see different layers of our society, and on the right side, what is IQ and EQ needed. So you may have noticed, right? Our society is beginning from the leadership, and then it is getting drilled down to a normal worker. So on the right side, you can see somebody with the leadership has a very good IQ, EQ, right? So they need what they on the top right, there is a column which says why EQ matters. So there are some characteristics which are needed for getting into that position. So in the interest of time, I will not be explaining the whole chart, but I'm sure you have got a sense of it now. So if you have a very good EQ, you will be getting into that position, in the leadership position. Even with a very good IQ, if your EQ is very low, you will be somewhere in the middle in the layer. Let me give you an example. If you look at the management and senior corporate roles, their IQ level is 65% and EQ is 70%, 75%. However, if you look at the professionals, their IQ is 80% and EQ is 60%. So even with a 80% IQ, professionals are getting stuck there. But those who are in the management positions with a high EQ, they went up in the ladder. And you can see this everywhere, in at workplace, even in life, right? In our family life, somebody who is controlling their emotions very well, they'll be leading a very good family life. Somebody is not able to control their emotions, their family life won't be that good. So this is where EQ or emotional quotient is very important. I'll share this with you after this session. Just go through it and see where you stand. What improvement is needed for you to get into the next level in the ladder, especially if you are stuck at some position for a long period of time. Something that is pulling you is your emotional quotient. And as I mentioned earlier, emotional quotient is something that we can improve over through experience and through practice. So now we discussed what is IQ and what is EQ and what is the role it plays in our life. So now I am sure you have the next question. You should have the question in your mind. How can we improve our emotional quotient, or how can we improve our emotional intelligence? So we will discuss about few tips, few methods to improve the EQ. First one is learn to understand emotion. We all need to learn to understand our emotion. Here, awareness is the key. We should be aware of our emotions. When we are getting angry, we should aware that we are getting angry. If you know that you are angry, then what you do is you will move from the environment, right? You won't try to argue with people. You won't try to shout at people. You will wait for some time and then come back to that situation once it is settled. So that is why we should know how to learn. We should learn how to understand our emotion. It's not just our emotion. We should understand to learn our emotion, others' emotions as well. If we are good at if we are good at understanding others' emotions, we can behave with them accordingly. We can talk to them accordingly, right? So this is the first thing we should learn: understand emotions, be aware of our emotions. Maybe you can use the techniques like labeling. You can use techniques like journaling, and when you do this repeatedly, as and when you have anger, when you have sadness, you will be able to solve it quickly. So that is the first thing. Second thing, we need to react instead of respond. We have to, most of the time, what happens is we respond quickly, react quickly. So we should pause for some time, pause and think, should I even respond at this time? Should I wait? Should I wait until the things get settled? So that is what is very important. Pause for everything, not just when you talk to people. Whatever you are thinking, just pause for a minute and think again and again, and then you will get an answer. So we need to react instead of respond. Another thing, you might have noticed this, politicians, right? What they show to us, how are they getting votes, how are they getting attention from people? They are showing empathy, right? They're empathizing with people. So somebody with a high EQ, they are able to empathize with people. We need to understand we should be empathizing, not sympathy. We should show empathy. We should sit on others' shoe, right? We should be on others' shoe and understand how they are feeling right now, what they might be feeling. So we should learn to empathize with people. We should show empathy to people so that they can get their attention. We can behave accordingly. So now another quality which we all need is communication, right? Communication is what will help us to go up in the ladder. So for communication, first quality we should have is clarity. We should have clarity on when we speak, when we talk, when we express our ideas, when we give suggestions. We should have clarity on what we are saying. So clarity includes we should have a good vocabulary. We should have a good way of speaking. We should have a whatever ideas we are giving, we should be able to express it well. That is when we can grab others attention. That is how we can grab others attention. Secondly, confidence, right? When we speak or when we talk to others, we should be confident. If we are not confident enough, then what others may ignore it. They may not listen to us. So we should have confidence in speaking. We should have confidence in meetings. Whenever we are talking to people, we should be confident. We should show the confidence. And third is active listening skill. This is something which we all are we don't have, right? We don't listen to others. Even though we are good at giving advices, we don't listen. So we should be active listening. We should be active listeners. If we are listening to others, then only they will listen to us. Otherwise, they will just ignore us. So we need to have active listening skill. And finally, we should accept feedback. We should get rid of our ego, and we should accept feedbacks. We don't have to think who is giving me advice, who is giving me the feedback. We should just look at what is the feedback, whether is there is something I should correct, and then act accordingly. Then one more thing we need to understand is we have to talk to variety of people. Most of the times what will happen is we will limit ourselves within a group. We have a comfort zone. We will limit ourselves within that comfort zone. We have to come out of the comfort zone. We have to have meaningful conversation with people. Wherever you meet people, talk to them, understand what they are saying, understand their emotions. So we need to consider expanding our circle, which gives us more ideas, which gives us empathy, which gives us confidence, which gives us all this clarity, everything. There is one technique in CBT. I don't know how many have learned CBT. It is called exposure. Exposure technique is used to uh, cope up with anxiety. Whatever situation, whatever environment is causing you anxiety, you get yourself immersed into that situation, which will help you to gradually reduce the anxiety. Similar fashion, we need to expose ourselves to a situation wherein which is forcing us to talk to people, which is forcing us to talk in English, which is forcing us to give ideas, suggest ideas. So in meetings, when if you are attending some meetings, speak up. If you are finding new opportunities, ask for it. Don't wait for somebody to push you. So and accept challenges. So this is what will help you to come in front and get more opportunities. So today we discussed about what is IQ, intelligent quotient, what is EQ, emotional quotient or emotional intelligence, and how it is playing a crucial role in our life, how it is helping us to uh, keep the momentum in life, how it is helping us to be successful in our life. So to sum up, IQ opens the door. However, EQ help us to stay inside. IQ help us to gain good marks in exams. IQ help us to secure a job. On the other hand, EQ help us to gain respect. It help us to get visibility, recognition, opportunities, promotion, and growth. We all need to understand life is not a sprint or a 100-meter race, right? It's like once we reach the finishing line, once we reach the destination, it's done. It's not like we can sit and relax. Life is more of a marathon. Every day, more and more goals, more destination, more challenges, more opportunities getting added to life. So we have to motivate ourselves. We have to make sure that we are competent enough to survive. We are competent enough to elevate our lifestyle. We need to tell our children that getting high score in exams does not guarantee a successful life. Correct. Once you score a full A plus in 10th exam doesn't mean that your life is going to be successful. On the other way, if you are scoring a low marks in exam, it doesn't mean that your life is done. Your life is going to be a failure. It is mainly how you take it and how you move forward. So keep us motivated, make our better version every day. To be successful person in long run, the quality we all need to acquire is emotional intelligence. So I made it very short. So with that, we have reached the end of the session. So now it is your time, your turn to share your ideas, your thoughts, your feedback on this topic. Thanks everyone for joining this session. I wish you all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Raoof sir. That was an incredible session. Our heartfelt thank you to for providing such a powerful and transformative talk on emotional intelligence, the real key to success. Your unique perspective, and you blended it with your technical expertise with psychology and digital wellness, and you gave us practical tools to elevate our lives. You talked about the importance of EQ and IQ, and it is critical to have EQ for success, not just IQ. And you talked about the empathy and also responding, not reacting, clarity in our communications, and letting go of ego, active listening, a wide range of things that you have covered. Thank you very much. We are deeply grateful to you for sharing your immense knowledge tonight. Now, before we go to the feedback, I would just like to take this moment to give a reminder about our spoken English course integrated with psychology starting next week. That is on Tuesday, June the 2nd. This course will help you speak naturally in English, handle counseling conversations, present topics confidently, and communicate professionally without fear. To enroll and join, you can contact Wimble Academy or reach out to me directly. So now the floor is open to our wonderful audience. We would love to hear from you. So please do come forward with your questions, feedback, or any clarifications. Thank you.
Okay, Raoof ji.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, I want to check how observant you are. Now, can you tell me the name of the person whose formal educational qualification is 4th grade, only 4th grade, and that person owns 2 hospitals, multi-specialty hospitals, one in Kerala, one in Haryana, and owns a TV channel. Who is that person?
Sorry, sir.
Can I tell you? Amritanandamayi.
Exactly. So, secret of success, emotional intelligence, nothing else. A living example. That is empathy. She was able to win the hearts of the public. She is called hugging saint. And when she comes to USA, when I was in Iowa, now I'm in a different state. She used to come every year, June or July, for 2 consecutive days in a hotel, big hotel. That is where evening her discourse. I used to go there just to see the secret. I'm not a disciple of Amritanandamayi. I'm not at all a disciple of. I try to learn the trade secret, how these people are very successful. And yes, that is, she hugs, and within 4 hours, she gives hugging to easily some 300 people. And people wait in line for her hugging. 4th grade. And the Amritanandamayi Institute Medical Sciences in Kochi, that itself is worth some 5,000 or 10,000 crores, that building and premises. Haryana, some 2,700 bedded hospital. So emotional intelligence. The IQ, there are many IAS guys. IAS examination, so challenging. And many of them, no, they are very unsuccessful. So, EI, emotional intelligence. That is the secret. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your thoughts.
Please come forward with your feedback. BJK Matthew, are you traveling?
Yes, ma'am. I'm not in a position to
You're not in a position to talk. That's
respond.
all right.
Okay.
Okay, no problem.
May I ask a question?
Please do.
Sir, in my observation, nowadays young generation or elders are more increasing selfishness. Is it because of their IQ or EQ?
I think it's perspective, right? We call it selfishness, they call it self-love. So that is where the difference is. It's how we see it. I think compared to older generation, they again, it's based on the talents we need in current situation, right? Earlier, if we have very good marks in schools exams, we can get into some very good positions. But now the situation has changed. People are more looking at our communication, more looking at how good you are at learning a new skill, or how much time you are taking to learning a new skill. So definitely, I think they need more EQ. No, IQ won't help them much because the
Okay.
scores doesn't play much score nowadays. That's what I have seen. Uh, Even people without a graduation, right, without a college degree, they are they are running startups, they are running business. So I think current generation has more EQ or emotional intelligence. At least they are getting chance to show their emotional intelligence nowadays. Again, I repeat, it's more about perspective. We call it selfishness, but they call it self-love. It's not selfishness. Whatever
Okay,
we
sir.
have believed is not everything true in their perspective.
Okay, sir.
Thanks
Okay,
for
sir.
the question. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Do we have any other feedback or questions? Lifna,
Hi.
ma'am.
Good evening,
Yeah.
all.
Yes, please. Go
Good
ahead.
evening,
evening,
all.
Abdul sir.
Abdul Raoof, sir. It was a nice session. I heard it fully, and I'm not in a position to open my video. Okay. And yesterday, I joined a meeting, an interview with the Mentor College, Muvatupuzha, for my daughter for getting her BTech, her BTech dreams actually. So we had an interview, and the interviewer asked that whether the priority of the degrees, especially for this PG or any other, even in PhD, some people are having good degrees, some doctors are having super special degrees, but not having sufficient patience. And otherwise, they are not able to treat people, or they are not popular with. It depends on their approach with the patients. In case of doctors, the number of patients depends on the approach of the doctors. If he is feasible or he is audible, then the patients will come. Right now, like that, I think the education is not matters at all. If in cricket, now we can see Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, a 15-year-old boy, he is making lakhs of crores without passing his matriculation. Like that, there are opportunities there, and our IQ or EQ is prayer is very important. Thank you for such a good subject and a nice presentation. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Biju sir. I would like to make a small correction. We are not in the position wherein education doesn't matter. It definitely matters. As I mentioned earlier, it opens the door. We need a key, right? So that key is our marks. We definitely need marks. But once you are into the room, if you need to stay inside, we need this emotional quotient. So we have to build communication. So we need to tell our children, right? If from the day one itself, we need to start telling them you have to get that empathy. You have to talk to people. Most of the time, what happens is we keep them inside home, right? Nowadays, especially the children, they are not talking to too many people, right? We used to talk to many people. We used to go to shop. We used to go to restaurant. We used to walk. So whenever we see people, we used to talk to them. But now I think that is the students are lacking that. So they need to talk to people, especially if you're working in a corporate company. Your communication skill is what determines your promotion. In meetings, if you're speaking, then only others will know how good you are at. So we need to speak up. We don't have to wait for opportunities. We need to ask for opportunities. No one is going to give you. There is not. It's not like that. Somebody will say, "Okay, Biju sir or Susan ma'am is good at something." Okay. Even this session, right? I asked Archana ma'am, "Shall I go ahead?" She said, "Okay, yeah, go ahead." So that is how we should be. Ask for opportunities, and that is how you build the emotional intelligence. Thanks, Biju sir, for your feedback.
Okay, thank you, sir.
I think children are so focused on A plus, getting A plus, A plus, A plus for everything up to 12th standard. And they get little time for anything else. No, not much interaction, not much sports, outdoor activities. It's like tuition, and getting prepared for like going for the coaching. So it's just like all the focus on that one thing of getting high marks and A plus. 99.8, what is it? What are the marks like now? Imagine how it used to be before. Now it is 90, even 95 is less, they say. 98, 99, like that, it keeps going. But by the time they come into college, they don't have much communication, or they don't have much emotional connection with others. They haven't developed that skill. So then suddenly they are in college, and then once they are in college, and then when they complete that, they go into the work field. Then their emotional intelligence is low. That is understandable. But so I think we shouldn't just push them so much on intelligence factor alone. Emotional intelligence should be given a lot of importance, because that is very key. Just like it's very true what you said, IQ opens the door and EQ helps you to stay inside. That is really very, it's a very good statement. It makes a difference when you hear that. That is very true. So IQ is important. We cannot say that IQ does not matter anymore. It is important, but at the same time, EQ is equally important, or even a little bit more.
Correct. We are seeing, right, how many in most of the schools nowadays have like 100 students scoring full A plus. But what's happening to them later? Just look at later in the life where they are at. So that is where, I mean, that is where there is definitely there is some gap, and also parents also encourages this. I think full A plus. They wanted to keep status. They wanted to give big hoardings with their photos, right? So
Very
we
true.
are also
They won't even
encouraging
allow
them to do.
they won't even allow them to go for any other activities. Study, 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 study. Do the full time studying and get A plus. Nothing else is important. So, I think parents are also equally responsible for this.
people skill is something we need to develop. So we have to make them attending soft skill trainings. We have to make them talking to people, be it relatives, friends, whoever it is. Now, if some guest is coming to a home, what they do is they just go inside.
Yes, they
Right? They
have
might be
the
sitting in
room.
living room. They go into the bedroom.
Yeah, they
So
go to the bedroom, door shut, then they don't come out.
we need to stop that behavior.
Yeah, even visiting, when people go for visiting family or relatives and stuff, people, children tend to stay at home. No, 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 we'll stay at home. So
Okay, one thing. People are confusing the 99%, 100% marks with intelligence. No. Think carefully. All these exams test your ability to memorize. It has nothing to do with intelligence. Because when my parents, my father was a fourth grader, my mother fifth grader, and they never put any pressure on me. They never thought that I would become a doctor. I was able to memorize some or other. So I passed SSLC with first class, pre-degree first class. I was able to get admission to the medical college on the basis of merit. There was no entrance exam at that time. Was I intelligent? No. The exams never tested my intelligence. It simply tested my ability to memorize. So in real life, the success depends on the attitude, aptitude. The attitude and aptitude are not tested by the formal education. So that is where the politicians, their success is based on they choose a profession that matches their aptitude and their attitude also. So attitude and aptitude, when combined, high altitude, the success will be very high. So then I see that often I find that 99% first rank, American expression, that is bullshit. American expression, that is bullshit. Okay? That's not what is required. Thank you.
Thank you, Venu sir.
Ambika ma'am, are you there?
Sorry, Susan ma'am, I joined the session only at 7:20 p.m. That is why I am.
Oh, okay.
That is the reason. I
Yes.
think that I got a few ideas on this session, and I think that it is somewhat related with this IQ and EQ. And he shared many things. He's an expert from the technology, and every time he is relating this EQ also with this technology. It's a wonderful thing, and I would like to congratulate him because he is an expert in technology. I like this technology person very much, and I would like to congratulate him. And nowadays, these students, I think that they are most they are concentrating on this self-love. They are very much concentrating about this self-love, and these Vernus are shared many things about this attitude, and this high altitude. That also is a wonderful thing. And these Burns told us that this IQ is something related with nowadays in this mark we are getting so many marks, and that is concentrating our memory power only. That is fact. That is not related with IQ. That is a fact, and I got so many things. And I am not in a condition to turn on my video. That is why I am not sharing this feedback. Okay, thank you. Congratulations, Abdul sir, for this wonderful session. Thank you.
Okay, one more thing. Abdul Raoof ji, today I looked for the link. I didn't find the link. Then I called you and I even sent a WhatsApp message. The link subsequently came after 7 o'clock. By then I was doing something else. So that is why I joined late. So please make sure, if you are sharing the link, share it at least 1 hour before the session. Why you are waiting till
Sir, it was
All
shared in the
after that.
morning in the group. Are you in the group? I think you are
Yes,
in the. Yeah,
Okay.
I shared it this morning.
but I got it here. That is 7:38 p.m. your time. I couldn't find anything before 7 p.m. So that is when I called him and I sent a WhatsApp message. I don't know why. Link will be shared later. Why you are this one? Share it
No,
1 or 2 hours before. There is no harm.
it was shared, sir. It was shared at 6:51 in the morning.
I see. I think I see it. I think Venu sir is not in that English group.
He was
So
there.
he was expecting the link in the Wimble training group.
Wimble training, that is where I always find size zone. That is where I get all those things. So why so many groups now? It is a disconnect. You have got the English, you have got Malayalam, then German and Sanskrit. So many this one.
But
So
sir,
put
you're
consistently.
also there in
Consistently.
the English group. You're also
I'm
there.
there, but I always look for this talk in
Oh,
the
okay.
Wimble every
Okay.
day, 7
Right.
p.m.
Okay,
7
next time
p.m.
we'll share it there too.
Right, Archana, always link is open. Then, okay. That is what I was looking for.
Okay, next time we'll do that. So you get to
Okay,
see
thank
it.
you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Sir, I just want to ask you how addictions affect our emotional intelligence.
Sorry. Can you come again?
Sir, how our addictions affect us emotional intelligence?
Addictions to anything, right?
Nowadays, children are
Yeah.
using phone,
So
especially
emotional.
phone addiction.
Especially
So
phone addictions, she said.
yeah. So emotions, right? Whenever we talk about emotions, we need have some time. We should have a time to think, right? That is how. Otherwise, we will be most of the time we'll be reacting instead of responding. So any addiction, it may be anything, not just mobile phone addiction. It will. I think it will reduce our cognition. It will reduce our. We don't think much, right? We are just getting addicted to it, just continuing what we are doing. So definitely it will lower our emotional intelligence. They will be the behavior. You can notice it from the behavior itself. If children, right, if they are using the mobile phone and if you take it away from them, they get angry, right? They get angry. They don't have patience enough to wait for some more time. That is all because their emotional intelligence is affected. They're not able to control their emotions because of this addiction. So definitely it will make the things worse. No doubt in that.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
One thing we can do is ask them to do meaningful activities. And we need to learn to sit, idle. That is one thing we don't know nowadays. We have to do something, one or other thing. So we need to teach
But
them how to
we
sit
didn't
idle
have
without doing
time.
anything.
But we didn't have time because we are working parents. I think that is also affecting the children, no?
Correct. So we always take shortcuts. For us, the easiest thing we can do is give them mobile phone, let them sit somewhere in the corner, so we can do what we wanted. We can get into our work. So we need to spend some time with them. So
they need to interact with others rather than interacting with the phone.
Mobile phone.
Yes, that's right. Because
So
that is how
whoever is
communication develops and emotional intelligence develops too, right?
whoever is spending most of the time with them, they will have a lenience towards them. So if it is us, it will be
We
us.
didn't get
If it is mobile
quality. We
phone,
are
it will
saying
be a
that
mobile phone.
quality. That is saying a quality time. I think
Yeah, we need to have quality time with them. But to answer your question, yes, it will definitely make the things worse. So we need to be careful. We need to work on it.
thank you so much.
Abdul, Raoof sir.
Good evening,
Hello.
Nishant.
Good
Yeah,
evening,
good
sir.
evening, Nishant sir.
Sir, what's the real meaning of the quotient? Emotional quotient and intelligent quotient.
Real meaning as in?
Quotient. We talk about the EQ,
Quotient means
IQ
it's
like
a
this.
measure. It's a measure. So maybe I can share a few websites wherein you can answer some of the questions and you will know the number. It's just a number.
Is there any formula for EQ and IQ?
Yeah, it's not a formula. So you have to answer. I mean, to measure it, you have to answer like maybe 30 or 40 questions, and then it will tell you what is your IQ level.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, sir.
I can share that with you in the group.
Okay, thank you, sir.
It's kind of a percentile, I think, like comparing you with others. I think I have heard like Albert Einstein has somebody with the highest IQ. But I don't know whether he has really measured his IQ or not. But maybe
Yeah, I also saw
just for
some
comparison, we
like,
used to say.
but I didn't know about this IQ and EQ.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Thank you,
I'll
sir.
share the link. You can use that and see.
Raoof, sir.
Hi, who was that?
I am Ambika.
Ambika.
IQ is equal to, there is a formula, sir, that is correct. Mental age by?
Yes, mental age by
Mental age
chronological
by
age. Chronological
yes.
age. Yes,
Sorry,
that's right.
IQ.
Yes.
So to measure that mental age, there is a questionnaire.
Yeah, okay.
So I think if we are finished with the feedback, I think we can wind up. So once again, thank you very much, Raoof sir, for providing such a good session. And I also thank each and every one of you present here today for patiently listening and also waiting till the end of the session and also giving feedback as well for active interactions and feedback. So thank you very much once again, and we look forward to seeing you. So from next week onwards, this webinar time is going to be changing. It'll be Fridays. It'll be Friday from 8:30 to 9:30 because this time next week we are starting our spoken English course. So that'll be Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And so because of that, we are shifting the time. Anyway, the poster will be there, so you'll see it. And just like Venu sir said, we'll make sure that the link is shared in the other groups as well. Because I was under the understanding that most of those who are interested is in the Sai English space. So that is where it was mainly shared this morning. Earlier it was shared everywhere, but the link was shared here only. But we'll make sure that it will be shared in the other groups as well. So we look forward to seeing you at a different time next week. So please do join us next week for the session on Friday evening at 8:30 p.m. Thank you once again for all of your patient listening. And once again, Raoof sir, thank you for your wonderful session. Good night, all.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night.